Classified testimony, Dr. Marcus Reed, Mars Subsurface Exploration Initiative. Recording date, redacted. Location, McMurdo Station backup server. They cut our feed 4 minutes after we sent the images, not because of what we found beneath Mars, because of what found us. I'm Dr. Marcus Reed. I have maybe an hour before they locate this transmission. What I'm about to tell you is already being erased from every official server. On ISOL 247, we drilled into what we thought was ice beneath Vastitas Borealis. Coordinates 81.4 degrees north, 95.7 degrees east. 2 kilometers down, we hit liquid water, an ocean, impossible but real. Warmer than it should be. Then the seismic array detected movement. Not tectonic, biological. That was 3 days ago. The primary network went dark 6 hours ago. I'm transmitting from a backup server they don't know exists yet. The drilling operation was supposed to be straightforward. Penetrate the regolith cap, sample the water, confirm habitability parameters. We used a thermal lance system, melting through 2,180 meters of frozen basalt and permafrost over 9 days. The drill head broke through into open water at 3:17 UTC on March 8th. Temperature readings came back at 4.2 degrees Celsius. Impossible, given ambient surface conditions of -70. The water was being heated from below. We sent down the submersible probe at 7:30. It was a modified deep stare unit designed for Europa but repurposed for Mars, pressure-resistant to 500 atmospheres, equipped with sonar, spectrometry, and a low-light optical array. The descent took 40 minutes. At 800 meters depth, the probe detected the lake floor. At 1,200 meters, it was still descending. The void was deeper than our models predicted. At 1,847 meters, the sonar started returning contradictory readings. The echo patterns suggested the water extended infinitely downward, while simultaneously indicating a solid boundary 200 meters below. Navigation Officer Huang called it a processing error. I knew better. The probe's descent halted at 2,100 meters, not because it reached bottom, because something stopped it. The first visual was logged at 9:14 UTC. The optical feed showed darkness, then a faint bioluminescence, scattered points of blue-green light drifting in the water column. Spectrometry identified organic compounds, amino acids, lipid chains, phosphorescent proteins. Life. Primitive, we thought. We were instructed to collect samples and begin ascent. Then the lights moved, not drifted, moved purposefully. The luminescent points began to cluster, forming geometric patterns, triangles, hexagons, spirals, too precise to be random. Huang suggested electromagnetic interference. I checked the probe's systems, all nominal. The patterns were real. At 9:22, the sonar painted something massive rising from below. The profile was irregular, asymmetric, approximately 80 meters across, and still growing. The thermal sensors spiked. Water temperature jumped to 12 degrees in a 10-meter radius. The probe automatically began emergency ascent, motors screaming. That's when we got the image. The optical array captured it for 4.7 seconds before the feed distorted. I've watched the footage 300 times. I can still see it when I close my eyes. It wasn't a creature, not in any sense we use that word. It was a presence, a configuration of matter that hurt to perceive. The body was translucent, shot through with veins of light that pulsed in rhythms that made my inner ear throb even through a screen. The shape refused to stay consistent. One frame showed something vaguely cephalopod. The next frame showed angles that couldn't exist in three-dimensional space, limbs extending through directions I don't have names for. But it was the eye that broke us. Singular, central, approximately 6 meters in diameter. It opened vertically, and behind the lid was not an iris, but a void. Absolute black except for a single point of light at infinite depth, like staring into a collapsing star. The probe's AI flagged it as an artifact, but we all felt it. Every person in the control room felt that eye see us through 380 million kilometers of space. Huang vomited. Mission Director Kowalski started whispering prayers. I couldn't move. The thing in the water was looking back, not at the probe, at us. The feed cut at 9:26:34. We received one final data packet at 9:41, a sonar image of the drill shaft. Something was inside it, rising. By 10:15, we detected vibrations in the Martian regolith directly beneath the drill site. The seismic array showed a vertical pressure wave moving upward at 40 meters per minute. It would reach the surface in 90 minutes. Mission Control ordered immediate evacuation and data purge. Kowalski refused. He wanted to observe surface breach. They severed our uplink at 10:22, but not before we got the final readings. The Endurance rover was positioned 800 meters from drill site 7. At 11:47 UTC, the drill shaft began to glow from within, that same blue-green bioluminescence but brighter, pulsing in rhythm with my heartbeat even though I was watching from Earth. The ground cracked in concentric circles, each ring exactly 30 meters apart. Then the water came up, not flowing, rising, defying gravity, a column of liquid climbing into the Martian atmosphere, vapor freezing instantly, and inside the column, shapes, multiple. The silhouette data showed at least 7 distinct entities, each between 50 and 90 meters in length. Kowalski started laughing, quiet, reverent laughter. He said, "They were always there, we just dug too deep." Then his screen went black. The feed from Endurance lasted another 30 seconds, long enough to show one of the shapes moving toward the camera. The final frame shows the rover's solar panels peeling back like petals, and in the reflection, the eye, now 20 meters across, staring upward toward Earth. We lost contact with the entire Vastitas Borealis grid at 11:49, 6 rovers, 2 orbital relays, the drill site monitoring station, all gone. The official report called it a dust storm, but dust storms don't broadcast on frequencies that make your teeth ache. On March 9th, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter photographed the site. The images were classified immediately, but I saw them. The breach had expanded to a crater 400 meters across. The concentric circles now covered 60 square kilometers, each ring carved with surgical precision, and within each ring, symbols, glyphs our AI couldn't parse, but that made my brainstem scream. Huang tried analyzing the patterns, ancient languages, mathematics, molecular structures, nothing matched. But when overlaid with seismic data, they synchronized. The symbols were a frequency map, vibrations that shouldn't exist in matter. 3 team members resigned. Huang hasn't spoken since. He plays the sonar recording backward, says he hears words. He's writing them down. When I read them aloud, my nose bleeds. Kowalski is at Walter Reed Psychiatric. He draws the patterns constantly covering his walls. The night orderly says around 3 a.m., the drawings glow, blue-green, and every pattern he draws appears in the next Mars satellite images. He's not remembering, he's receiving. Yesterday I got an unmarked file transfer, sonar data from 3 locations: Mariana Trench 2019, Lake Vostok 2021, Europa 2003. Same patterns, same anomalies, same shapes rising, same eye. We didn't discover it. We woke it up, and it's not alone. Lake Vostok drilling was suspended last week after acoustic anomalies consistent with biological movement. 37 personnel evacuated in 4 hours. Europa Clipper delayed indefinitely. Their AI models keep generating the same warning regardless of input. Don't drill, don't look, don't wake them. Yesterday, seismographs detected something off Chile's coast. Something ascending. Chilean Navy deployed 12 sonar buoys. All went offline at 8,000 meters. Last data showed thermal bloom, vertical pressure wave at 60 meters per minute. They're rising. Pacific, Antarctica, Mars, now beneath Portugal, Lake Baikal, Greenland. Everywhere we drilled deep. The vibration started in my apartment an hour ago. 0.4 hertz, subsonic. You feel it in your bones, your teeth. Same frequency as the Martian water. Same frequency that makes symbols glow. My reflection moves wrong. There's a delay between my movement and its. Sometimes it moves first. My rectangular apartment has corners that don't meet at 90 degrees in the reflection. The walls curve. The ceiling extends into impossible spaces. I feel it now. The presence, the eye, opening beneath me in the aquifer, in the groundwater network riddling Earth's crust. Water pressure in my building fluctuates in patterns, 30-meter intervals, rhythmic pulses. Last night, my tap water came out warm, 12 degrees, same as Mars. When I held the glass to light, I saw tiny blue-green points forming patterns. The same patterns Kowalski draws. Check your water. Listen to the pipes. Watch the rain patterns. They're rising. They've always been rising. We just gave them reason to surface. This is Dr. Marcus Reed, Mars Subsurface Exploration Initiative. My testimony, my warning. The water was never empty, and now it knows we're here.